First of all, let me thank all of you who've been watching O.J. Simpson Made in America. I've gotten up to 90 plus views with that. Also, I'd like to thank everyone who's watching Ghostbusters and The Shallows. The Ghostbusters was a really good one to review because I was really getting on and doing that. So thank you all very much for that. So continuing on with the theme of films that were never really released in theaters or have managed to make their way on the internet, I apologize last week for not doing one. You're going to be getting a lot more of them in the coming weeks here. Is a film called Get a Job, which is directed by Dylan McKidd, and it's been on the shelf for nearly 4 years. This film stars Miles Teller as Will and Anna Kendrick as Jillian, and they're recent college graduates. And basically, she's going off to work for Johnson & Johnson, and he's promised a job for this startup firm, I guess. So what ends up happening here is the fact that Will thought he was promised a job, but then when he goes to the job, he's basically told, "Oh, there is nothing for you here." So Will has roommates here, and they're all getting jobs. And Charlie, played by Nicholas Bryan, is a school teacher who eventually, in this film, becomes the PE teacher or a basketball head coach. And then there is Luke, played by Brandon T. Jackson. He becomes a stockbroker at this one company who, I guess, they really do some really odd things to him. And then there is Luke, played by Christopher Mintz-Plasse, and he is the stoner of the group, or I guess, and also I think he's shown stalking Warren Buffett, I think, which is okay. Ooh. So one of the first jobs that Will actually gets to do, he works at this desk clerk at this, I think, rundown motel or like a lower end motel, and then he's shown the ropes of how to do this, and then it's like that night this pimp played by Jay Farrow comes. I guess he's running a pimp ring, I guess, and so the next day he's let go because the boss decides, hey, he's more expendable because the cops show up and arrest the pimp here. So his second job, his second job lands him at this big corporation, I think, or he's like this video manager guy because he's done some video stuff for YouTube. Father, played by Bryan Cranston here, he is laid off from his job, and there's a whole plot revolving around him. He spends all his time in his coffee shop applying for jobs. Then Will gets this job, but here's saying he's required to take a urine sample, and here's saying him and all his friends are really stoners, and so he decides, hey, I'll go get my father the peanut cup for me. And this leads to an argument between him and his father, and I guess his father does it, and then he has to pee in a cup, but in front of one of his present employers, who has to be a female, and she's played by Allison Brie, which is like, I don't know why she showed up here. So let me get into what I think I actually like about this film, and here's the thing. This is really stretching it, but here's what I can say, what I think is positive, because there isn't really a whole lot to say that I think is positive. I'd rather see a film about Marcia Harden, who shows up as Will's boss, Allison Brie, who shows up as his co-worker, I guess, who is coming on to him. I'd rather see a film about John C. McGinley, who shows up as Luke's boss. I'd rather see a film about Bruce Davison, who's also Will's main boss, and I want to see a film about Jay Farrow, who happens to be the pimp in this thing. I want to see also, because here's the thing, because those people are much more interesting than our main people here in the film. So let me get into the negatives of this film, and basically it's like the whole film is one big negative. First and foremost, Anna Kendrick, she is gone. This film is like roughly an hour and 16 minutes long. For a good 40 minutes, Anna Kendrick is basically maybe in this movie for basically 5 minutes. And then, I guess, she comes back after being, this is a little bit of a spoiler, she gets fired and then comes back to live with all these guys. And it's like, she's given nothing to do. And it's amazing because, like, Anna Kendrick usually is given a whole lot to do, and it's like she is given nothing. All Anna Kendrick here is window dressing, basically, so that's it. Miles Teller, again, it's like, again, it was shot 4 years ago. This was before Miles Teller hit big. This was shot 4 years ago before Spectacular Now, Whiplash, that helped make the superstar that Miles Teller is. And here's the thing, I still don't get Miles Teller. I'm sorry, I don't. It's like, he may be a nice guy in real life, but it's like, I'm sorry, I really don't get Miles Teller. Yeah. Also, it's like, there's a subplot here involving a janitor at Will's company who's played by Jorge Garcia. It's like, this doesn't go anywhere. It's not, honestly, I didn't even understand what the subplot here was supposed to be. There's a scene in which Will goes to a strip club, and this one stripper is giving him financial or job advice, and it's like, is this supposed to be taken seriously? Is this supposed to be taken for a laugh? Because quite frankly, it's just, ugh. Very rarely do I want to give away endings to a film, but this one case I can make an exception because this film is really awful. So in the end, all of them apparently have a job. But it's like, here's the thing, this thing was shot in 2012, but it's like, if I'm thinking to myself here, if this were shot in 2008 and being released in 2009, you think they could get away, so you think they could have gotten away with this ending? Because clearly, with everyone's out of work, and it's like, wow, I don't think they could have gone, it's like, the ending is not believable here, and it has a voiceover narration by Miles Teller that, again, is like, why is there a voiceover narration? Because clearly I don't know why there is one. So in the end, guys, good job. Was sitting on the shelf for 4 years, and my ultimate belief is this film should have never seen the light of day. A lot more. So you'll be hearing a lot more about this film at the end of the year when I announce the worst films of the year, because this film is horseshit, folks. Because it's just plain painful to watch. It is just awful. There's no cohesion to any. There's no reason why any of these characters are doing what they're doing. So, horseshit, babe. What did you think about this film? Do you actually happen to like this film? Or do you think this film is just a complete bunch of horseshit? So, like, comment, subscribe, hit the comment section below, guys. Let me know what you think. And as always, enrich yourself with knowledge, because otherwise you're going to be lost in the dark. See ya.